What's up, everyone? Welcome to Real Football. I'm Tyler Dunn. That's Jim Monis. Jim, how's life? What's happening in your world these days?
Life is good. Life is good. Volunteered at my son's school cafeteria today. Got a big work trip for the UFL out in LA this weekend. So life is good. You know, a little bit of our family time, a little bit of work time. And of course, our podcast, what I call therapy for me, is what I call our podcast. That's why we started this years ago. For me, it is always good therapy, just to vent and get out whatever I watch and see. And if nobody listens, great. Tyler, you get the earful, but it makes me feel better.
It's got to be cathartic. That's what we're here for, Jim. I mean, let it all out. The readers want to read it. The listeners want to hear it. The viewers want to watch it. We've got a former Eagles, Saints, Bills scout telling all, which is what everybody desires. But when you're volunteering, what are you doing at the cafeteria? I'm picturing you with the hairnet. Are you making some sloppy joes? Is it like straight out of SNL? We can get that sloppy Joe song going. Jim Monis, the thick glasses on, just giving the kids what they need. Are you cooking? Are you delivering the food?
So it's a mix of what you were saying. It's a mix of old school, kind of how we think of cafeterias, because it's a, kind of an older Catholic school in New York, Western New York here for kindergarten. So bottom line is there's a mix of old and new, but I'm washing dishes. I'm preparing some food. I like to cook and slice up the cucumbers a little bit. Good therapy again, Tyler. Always good therapy.
Okay. I love it. That's great. Are you guys into with Walter? Are you doing Elf on a Shelf?
So it's definitely
a thing in the Monis household?
Walter has a couple homes, so we have a lot of things. He has a lot of things going on, so he gets a little bit of everything in every home. I was going to ask you: is she good with every word of every Christmas song? Because Walter is dialed in.
Oh, absolutely. We're all about the Christmas
Frank
music
Sinatra,
on
Christmas.
the way to school. We're all about Christmas movies at
No doubt.
home. It's one of those, like, be careful what you wish for. I mean, if you're watching this, you might even be able to see it behind me. Where is it? The Muppet Christmas Carol. That was a gift for my brother a couple Christmases ago. Every Christmas morning when we were kids, me and my brother, we'd watch the Muppet Christmas Carol. It was amazing. There's some adult humor mixed in there too. It's to this day hilarious to watch. Rizzo the Rat, Gonzo, tell the Charles Dickens classic. But now as a dad, I have to read Muppet Christmas Carol every night, word for word, before bedtime, and we watch the movie all the time too. So it's not too much of a good thing yet, because I love it. It's number one on my Christmas movie power ranking, but it's been a relentless storm of all things Muppet Christmas Carol, which is, it's an amazing movie. And yeah, Elf on a Shelf is a big hit. We love, earmuffs, kids, if you're listening to the podcast. But yes, we love placing Elfie all over the house in all these outrageous positions. What do we have him doing? Like, we were trying to set up Elfie like on a toilet paper roll with like chocolate chips serving as like fake poop for him. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's all over the Instagram algorithm. So it's a great time of year, man. You got to have fun with the kids. Nothing beats it.
We do know, and this is a cliche, but you don't really understand what all of our parents went through until you become a parent. Christmas has taken on a new meaning when you're a parent. There's work, there's thought, more thought. And maybe this is me talking who was single for 20 some years before I had my first, adult life, where I had my first child and at a little older age. But there's some work going on right now as a 50-year-old father of a 5-year-old. I can tell you that Christmas is, it's fun, but there is work involved.
It's great. It's a great time of year. It's a crazy time of year. But yeah, what is your number? What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I mean, Christmas Vacation is kind of I'm just a Chevy Chase. The delivery, the dryness, the bonus check scene. I mean, when he was counting on that. It's like as a gambler, I get that. You get that hurt feeling for him. You're counting on that game coming through, and you're counting on that bonus check. And it doesn't come through, and it just adjusts your whole. It adjusts your mood a little.
Oh
How about
man,
you?
there's
What's
so
your,
many
so you
epic
said that's your
lines.
all-time favorite
I
with your brother. Do
mean,
you have like
I
yeah,
mean, Muppets is right up there for the nostalgia as a kid, but I mean, it's hard to beat Christmas
solid. It's a solid
Vacation
one.
too.
Like a
It
good,
really is. I mean, the father-in-law just staring at the lights, disgusted, not happy, not celebrating, saying the little lights aren't twinkling. It doesn't get much better than that. But yeah, it's let us know what you guys like to watch. And hey, we got another foot of snow here in the southern tier. Bring it on. Let's lean into it. There was a lot of football through the holidays, and it was usually these Thanksgiving games. I shouldn't say usually, but growing up, it felt like Thanksgiving football was going to be the same sad scene. I think Joe Burrow even mentioned it. Like you pull up, you watch the Lions, maybe with Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson put up all kinds of yards and they lose. And then the 4 o'clock slot, at least when I was a kid, the Cowboys were pretty bad. It's Dave Campo and Chan Gailey's Cowboys. 3 really intriguing games. It feels like forever ago now, but we can touch on those. And then Sunday, like it started terribly, just bad football, bad quarterback play all over the place. Then the next thing you know, Bryce Young's leading another fourth quarter comeback. Shador Sanders is not very good at football. I know you want to touch on Shador. Jacksonville won again. What else? Jets, Falcons. We don't really need to waste any more time on that. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield playing through an AC sprain because of course he is. That's just what Baker Mayfield does. And then I think, we really have to focus on the Pittsburgh Steelers this episode, which in a roundabout way on real football, we have to have some existential questions when it comes to Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, what in the hell the Steelers are thinking. I mean, we were asking that question, back in March when they basically hit the pause button and waited for Aaron Rodgers to say yes at the altar. Like that's who you're going to wait for? a quarterback who was objectively washed, finished, done with as a New York Jet. I mean, credit to Aaron and the minions and everybody who comes to his defense nationally for tricking the Steelers into thinking he had something else to give. I mean, how many times do we have to say it, Jim? Every quarterback this side of Tom Brady, they get to 40, they get to 41. It doesn't get better. It doesn't. And that scene at Orchard Park, that was the end for Aaron Rodgers. He can't move. He's disinterested. He got everything he wanted. He got coach fired. Got Devontae Adams. I don't know what Devontae Adams was thinking. At least he came to his senses and went to a good quarterback with the Rams. But got him to join the Jets party. And Nate Hackett, your old OC in Buffalo, he's kicking around. Not fired. Just I think he was like moved to the booth, a different position. He massaged and manipulated and got everything he wanted with the Jets. Gets to the Steelers after, I guess, trying to get to the Vikings. That's maybe what delayed everything. But it's blowing up in their face. The Steelers don't do anything well right now. It's a pathetic state of affairs, right? So I mean, maybe we jump right into them, but I don't know. You tell me, Jim, because now you got me worked up because I love Mike Tomlin. I love the Steelers. There's so much I always revert back to. It's football personified in so many ways until it's not there in Pittsburgh.
I feel like with Pittsburgh, I feel like Mike Tomlin is a young girlfriend away from morphing into Belichick. And that scares me. I know.
No.
And we don't want that because there's too much respect. Obviously, we're joking, but it's like, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what happens to all these coaches when the franchise quarterback leaves them. And Big Ben's enjoying retirement. They have never replaced him. When we started this podcast years ago, it's one of the second or third episode we talked about preparing for the future, the Saints, the Steelers. This is back when Breeze and Ben were retiring that year. Nobody's been ready for it. They haven't done anything since. They've tried. It's not even close. They're now just a mess. And regardless, we know he can coach the culture. We've heard enough of it. He also let a heck of a talented player go to Dallas, who's an absolute dog right now, who's one of the best receivers in the NFL. And for Mike Tomlin to give up on a player because he can't handle him in the locker room and off the field, whatever it was, that hit the distraction part of Pickens that they didn't want to deal with anymore. For Mike Tomlin to say that is usually a pretty good warning sign. You don't want to deal with it, but Dallas is finding a way, and that is a player. The Steelers don't have anybody like him. You can say what you want about Pickens is on a different level. You don't leave talented guys out of the building like that. So that just tells me there is a complete lack of leadership at the top. We know the Steeler ownership's outstanding, but the head coach and GM, whatever that relationship is, to me, doesn't seem good at all because they aren't even close right now.
And just kind of just set the table. They obviously lost to the Bills 26-7 at home. Two teams jockeying for playoff position, all sorts at stake. I mean, it's a big game. You know, the Bills off of getting their teeth kicked in by the Texans the Thursday night prior. You've got the Bills running for 249 yards with two backup offensive tackles in the game. Okay. They ran the same play by one film junkie online I saw 29 times, where basically it's sway all of the action one way, a zone to the left, running back cuts back right, Jackson Hawes, a fifth round pick, sealing off TJ Watt. This is, by the way, a Steelers defense that's the most expensive in the NFL, giving up more yards than any Steelers defense ever on the ground in that stadium. Renegade comes on and the fans boo it. That's supposed to be the song that turns the tide. I'm going to call it Heinz Field. In my head, it's still Heinz Field. Brings Heinz Field to life. They're booing it. And then it gets worse. It's worse than that. The Fire Tomlin chants begin. So, you hear some folks in the national media cite this as like rock bottom, the low point for Tomlin's tenure. And at first I'm like, I don't know about that. There's been some really rough losses. They haven't really been to the playoffs much, let alone winning the playoffs. I mean, I should say they haven't won a playoff game since 2016. They get there, they just don't do anything when they're there. That Jaguar game comes to mind. But maybe it is. Maybe if they're saying to fire Tomlin and TJ Watt's saying he's never seen a team run the same play again and again and again and again like the Bills did, maybe this is rock bottom. Maybe this is the moment that makes ownership think it's time. But they're not going to fire him. They haven't fired a coach since the 60s or something crazy. It's just not what they do. So I don't know what the mechanisms would be. It would have to be Mike Tomlin seeking a fresh start somewhere else. And if Mike Tomlin's going to stay, there has to be some come to Jesus moment as an organization where you just look yourselves in the mirror and say, look, we're not going to win. Like they went for broke again with this rich defense, the DK Metcalf trade and contract, Aaron Rodgers at 41, to try to convince yourself that you can compete for a Super Bowl with this roster. Like that has to end. You obviously can't do that again. So that's probably the starting point, right?
After all those moves, you just said there's one guy that is always going to be in Pittsburgh. And when you think of the Steelers, right there he is, Mason Rudolph. You can sit there. You can try all you want to get rid of him. He can try to retire. Nope. He'll come back. You can trade him. He's still there. I swear they've traded him. They've cut him. I can't keep track of his transactions. They never want him, yet he is always the guy that ends up being their quarterback. He's better than Russell Wilson. He's better than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, same guy. You're just juggling the same at this point. I mean, at this point, You're not going to win with any of them. But that's why I think
he's Bob Wiley. And what about Bob? That's Mason Rudolph. You can't get rid of him.
And that's why I said they should put a statue.
He just shows up at your doorstep
after Big Ben. The next statue,
singing for "He's a Jolly Good
Mason
Fellow."
Rudolph statue, Pittsburgh, need it.
Yeah, he really should wear a "Don't Hassle Me, I'm Local" T-shirt. He is Bob Wiley. He's just going to be there forever, right?
But
what was his